Well, I've got everything rigged up here, and I'm going to try to transplant this big hypertufa jug and make it the spot for my prickly pear cactus. I'm going to remove these, put them in a flower bed, remix soil, and I've got a camera set up over there, and I'm going to have one set up over here. I don't know which is going to give me the best picture, but I'll try my best so you can see what I'm doing. But now let's get this dug out. Okay, I'll put these gloves on mainly just to keep me from getting so dirty. It's hard to scrub out your nails constantly. Okay, and it looks a little gloomy outside, so let's hope we can get this all done before any kind of a storm hits. So, this is the Sedum Angelina, and it grows very well all over. So, it's going into a flower bed in the sun, and we'll just let that go all over for the rest of this summer. There we go. We'll hope one of these camera angles is giving us something good. A little bit of looks like John Creech in there, which will bloom pink shortly if this one is in the mood to bloom this year. Okay. And that should be, oh, whoops. Sorry, I'm about to knock down my little tripods here. Now these little pieces, strangely, with sedum, they will root. I'm just going to toss them over into the flower bed, and then I'm going to clear this out. We've had so much rain lately, and it's real overcast and cloudy today, like it's gonna rain again. So I'm trying to hurry so that I can get all this done before more rain hits. So let me get this cleaned out. I don't need to film that portion of it, and get some fresh soil. Okay, I've got my soil in here. Hope it's light enough that you can see. It's so cloudy. But I'm going to put poultry grit into it. A lot of poultry grit. Now that's that crushed granite particles, and that's going to make it very, very free flowing. There. for the Angelina, but this is just going to make it that much extra. And then I do have perlite. And I'm going to throw a nice big hunk of that in there, because this is definitely going to drain well. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now, put this in, but a little more won't hurt. That is going to make it heavier, but I'll manage. And then I'm going to need a screwdriver over here to make sure that I can poke the holes of that bottom. Now let's get everything carried back out there. Got my soil mixed. Let me put the Angelina over. Okay. All right, now I am going to kind of tilt this upward so that I can find the hole. There it is. At least there's, whoops, sorry, one of them. Okay, and there's another, and another. Nope, there he is. Okay. I don't know if that was seeable or not, but we made sure that the holes were not plugged. And I'm going to put the screen back down over the holes. Reorient myself again. Okay. Now, get the glove back on. There. Suited up, ready to go. And here is my soil, all mixed, and you can see how gritty it is. And it's going to be pretty deep to allow roots to form and for it to have a nice base. So, let me kind of get that all back in there. Well, not all, most. Oh yeah, it feels pretty gritty. Okay, and more. There we go. Now I may mix up just a little bit more top dressing here, but that's how we're going to have it ready for my next planting. Okay, here on my pads, I had to protect them from the torrential rains we were having. Come back out here on top. This one got a lot of rain, as you can see. Now, got both of them up there. These were the better candidates, and these were the less than better candidates. I may pull off a few of that new ones to plant. So, let me get gloved up and we'll get back over there and do this thing. Okay, kind of got everything smoothed out a little bit, and now I'm going to try to transplant. We'll see how this goes. And I brought some of these landscape staples. That was the only thing that I could find that could help hold up and support the pad while it grows. Now, why these are packaged with that pointy side toward the opening, God only knows, but that's how it comes. Okay, I will go get the pads. And I have to be ready with the safeguards and hope I don't get stuck. Okay, there is the tray, and I am going to try my best to get this planted in nicely. This piece, and I think based on the roots will form out of this bottom, I am just kind of going to start him in a clockwise formation, just like that. This one, just going to stick him in like that. He has a good new pad. I'm just going to put him down on the soil because the areoles should form the root. There's that one. And I'm just going to put him right upright, like I've done the other ones that I've planted before. I put them just upright like that, and that has worked. I'll put this in, I don't know, for maybe the first month, just to give it something to lean on. Here's an example of the roots growing right out of the back. You can see they come out of those like areoles. So I'm going to take this one and put him like this. Now I realize, based on this Opuntia Humifusa, like this one is, they're going to try to sprawl and grow prostrate. So I'm just going to anticipate that. Get that root down in the soil. Let me put him a prop. There. It gives him a prop to hold him up. There. Here, I'll move these. Okay. Here's a new one. I'm just going to put him right down in the soil. This one's got 2 new pads, and he's not too old of a pad. He does show some darkness, but that would be an amount that possibly would make it root more. So I'm going to put him right here and just kind of press the soil around the top of that one and let the two hang to the top. Maybe you go back down in there and try to seek moisture that direction. Okay. This guy, you can see where he's growing out the side and the back. Those look fresh. They've grown there over there in the box. So let's just take advantage of that and kind of put them just down right there in the middle. How can I get that? He's on top of another. Let me just kind of scoot him to the side. There. Now, that one. I'm going to put him right down against the side, just like this. So he can continue to grow exactly in the same orientation he was. Same with this guy. Those look like new roots forming. This one kind of curled up. So I'm not real sure what he'll do. He looks a little discolored at the top. Maybe I'll just discard him. These are fairly fresh pads. I'm just going to stick them on the side. This one too. We'll just put them on the side. Now that's what happened. I don't know if you remember from the last video, that was that little extra that popped out. And it has withered, so I don't know if that would have been a bloom or a new growth, who knows. Giant pad. I will go ahead and just put him down in the soil. There. Now, I need to go get a new box. More from the other box that I may try to completely resolve or not. Here's one that's growing. You can see all along the side it's tried to send out roots. So I am going to take the better of this one and put this on its side right here. And then this new piece, these won't have time to callus, but I'll just take the chances. I'm going to stick it right there, down into the soil. What about him? I'll just let that be a share around. Okay. Here's a new one. It's kind of folded over. And you can see either rotting, corking, I don't know what that is. But I'm just going to pull this one off. There. And same with this one. Now, other than right there in the center, I think we're probably pretty full. He's a nice pad, in good shape, so I'll put him right there in the center, right upright. Okay, now, this is too heavy for me to put where it goes. Let me grab this. Now that's too heavy for me to carry. The pot was too heavy to begin with, and now with it full of extra granite, perlite, and wettish soil now, I know it's too heavy. But that's as full as I'm going to plant it. So I'll just have to wait until my son comes and he will lift it into place for me. And that will be fixed. So right now, I'll just pull it on over to the hypertufa bed that I have over there. Let's see how good I am at backing up. I'm really not very good at all in a car. Thank God for rear cameras. Okay. But I'll just set this out. We're semi-sunny, cloudy. Hopefully, if it rains, it'll just be a light rain. But this is going to be my new prickly pear pot. It's going to go right over there between those two pots where it was before. I've got my framework all in. I've got a few left, but those are destined to be given away. So that takes care of my prickly pear. All I'll need to do is to go ahead and then rearrange and do a little cleanup, but that big pot has to go there, and then the iris in that chair go right here in front of that one. And I can't put the iris back until I get that. And that's an extra treated board that I may fill in the back side. Haven't decided yet, but that's going to be it. Now I do just have to get my Angelina over there and put it in the flower bed, and I'm done for the day. Sun's out, it's getting hotter and hotter, and hopefully we won't have a rainstorm and I can finish mowing. But that does it for today's video, and I will see you on the next video.